Welcome back! Sharpay has released gas into the room.
Not much going on there, eh?
I think there is something going on.
What can be said that isn't painfully obvious?
Somehow the narrator doesn't want to comment on it.
That's a joke can. The old-timers use it to fake the new interns into thinking they have sucking chest wounds. It's a real hoot.
Sure. Something tells me this gas is not good for our health.
You look at it, but nothing strikes your fancy.
We need something that can help us get out of here, because I think the door is blocked.
You realize your strength alone will be no match for the mechanized door.
Well, so much for that idea. So wait a second, if this gas is poisonous, she killed herself too. Seems to me there's something wrong with that plan. Then again, maybe the gas is not actually lethal. More likely it will just knock us out. Still, probably a better idea not to hang around to wait and see what happens afterwards. Obviously I am hanging around waiting to see what happens afterwards. You will die, actually. Or at least get a game over. Which usually happens a lot quicker than this. Oh well, let's see if we can find anything useful in this room. We already looked at most of this stuff. What we need is some kind of device to help us pry the door open. Something, I don't know, pneumatic or something. Like a piston. Like maybe that thing on the bed here. Okay, there we go. Finally!
And you thought the fumes from lactose intolerance were bad.
I assume that he's not actually dead, that whatever Sharpay was planning for him is gonna happen next. But we don't get to see it. Anyway.
She seems to be resting rather peacefully.
See? She's not dead. She's not that stupid. Anyway, we want to use this piston here to pry open the door.
The Hydro-Riser piston gleams proudly, truly up to the task of propping up the most expansive of dermally housed humanoids.
So it should have definitely no problem with a skinny old lass like her. I'm sure she'll like this.
You give the piston a yank, and sure enough, it comes loose in your hands. Perhaps it was your raw strength. More than likely, it was defective.
The narrator has such faith in us. Alright, let's see if we can use this piston to pry open the door. Escape this trap.
Good thinking! Wedged in the door, the manual override control causes the piston to strain against the door. It pushes a few inches and seems to strain at that point.
Stellar!
Loco!
Oh, hi, Stellar. What are you doing here?
There's no time to talk, Roger. We've got to get out of here now. 1, 2, 3.
No! Stellar!
Just as you crash to the floor of the turbo shaft, the Hydro-Riser piston gives way, and the door slams shut, with Stellar still trapped inside.
Can't you just beam up?
You claw and pull at the seams of the bulkhead door, but to no avail. Just then, you hear and feel an explosion, which seems to have come from behind the door.
Oh my god!
The door is sealed tight. You can hear no other noise after the ear ringing from the blast subsides.
My God, I can't believe this. It can't be happening. She was I was... Stellar!
That's Roger's big no moment for this game. Alas, poor Stellar, we barely knew ye.
It's hard to believe that this is the Hollow Suite. The setting is much like the graphics you've scanned in the library from those planets more interesting in their climatic diversity. From the scenic jutting peaks, soft hills, and lake in the conjured distance to the lush, pixelized growth of trees, flowers, and grass in the foreground, the holodeck has that sublime park-like perfection. Unfortunately, its serene beauty is sadly negated by the headstones and the solemn event about to occur, the laying to rest of your rescuer and true friend, Stellar Santiago. You are feeling as you have never felt before, perhaps helped along by the relatively short stints aboard the various ships, as well as all too brief friendships. You've been spared the emotional devastation of true loss by lack of attachment. This, however, is a different feeling, far different from anything you've ever experienced. You can't help but wonder how you'd act towards Stellar given a second chance, but you know that can never happen. She gave her life for you, and you will never be able to thank her. Enough smarm already. Let's funeral!
Ladies and/or gentlemen, we assemble here today to honor the memory of a former crewmate, Lieutenant First Class Stellar Santiago. Her unfortunate death takes place in the shadow of a new community, the dawning of a new life for the aged of our galaxy. Although death is never easy to accept, we must remember that the tragic accident which took her from our midst occurred while she was on duty. If a member of StarCon must perish for some reason, there is no more honorable way. It is part of the oath we recite and take to heart when we pledge our allegiance. I believe her friend, Janitor Second Class Roger Wilco, has a few words he'd like to say. Mr. Wilco?
We have a eulogy for Stellar in our inventory now.
I only knew Stellar for a short time. I wish I, could have gotten to know her much better. To have had a deeper understanding of this, person. I was proud to have called friend. Of my friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I have encountered in my cleaning, hers were the most scuff-resistant.
I love a good funeral. Some nice shades of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan here. Computer end program. I guess. Well, that was a first for Space Quest, the death of an important character. Well, I say important. She basically showed up out of nowhere, and now she's dead. And this is apparently the Hollow Deck, also referred to as the Hollow Cabana.
The floor is featureless.
And it is featureless, when it is turned off at least.
The walls have a flat, nondescript finish, very deceiving when you consider what this room is capable of.
Indeed, this is the control panel, but we don't need that at the moment. So, yeah. That was weird, especially because, that woman, who was probably behind the abduction, of course Roger can't know that because he wasn't privy to that part of the introduction, tried to, get us a second time now. And for the second time we were saved by Stellar. This time it cost her her life. Where do we go from here? It is a difficult thing to move on after an event such as that. Well, I guess I'd better go back to our quarters. I'm sure Roger can use a rest after something like that. Why doesn't anybody else get their clothes pulled off by this thing? Hey, that's curious. The column post is flashing again.
Looks like you have a message waiting for you.
Who'd want to contact us? Are they gonna send us back down there with that harpy?
Wow, a message for me. I must be getting popular.
Sure.
I wonder what it is.
Roger, help me. I only have a moment. They faked.
Stellar, what happened? The picture's gone. You're alive?
My God! Stellar is not dead! It seems that whatever Sharpay was planning for us, she has taken Stellar instead and faked her death so that we wouldn't come looking. Interesting little tidbit. Actually, the original title for this game was supposed to be Where in the Universe is Stellar Santiago? Obviously a play on the Carmen Sandiego titles. But the publisher of Carmen Sandiego, I think that's Broderbund? Not entirely sure, threatened to sue Sierra, so they changed it to the Spinal Frontier. So I guess we have to find out a way to rescue poor old Stellar. But we'll have to do that in the next video.